Welcome, Cyclone fans, to the latest edition of the Nightcap. Today, the toddler has the keys to the car. How we doing, guys?
I am terrible.
Good.
Did you know a wombat's poop comes out in cube shape?
No, I
Whoa.
didn't.
How
would that even work though? Like comes out in cubes.
We're gonna have to go find a wombat and find out.
All right. Well, now I gotta look up wombat poop. Hold on. Well, you can intro the show. I'm just gonna look up.
I just threw him off the rails. He's never gonna recover from this.
Now I
This
gotta
is
look
what
at
I'm here
wombat poop. Well, it is in cubes. What in the world?
for. I'm telling you.
You think he's a liar or something?
Sometimes, yeah.
Now you know.
By golly, it is in cubes. All right. Anyways.
Anyways, tonight we'll recap Okie State game, talk a little bit about West Virginia matchup, game picks, games, and before we go any further, we should thank our sponsors over at Sauce Bar and Grill. They have tacos and everything that you would ever need in life.
This is like a Matthias ad read right now. It's already started.
And now for the main event. We have a very, very, very special guest tonight. Man, who really deserves no introduction. Nick Bassett.
Did you say deserves no introduction?
Hey guys.
Sorry, he doesn't need an introduction.
Doesn't need an introduction.
He doesn't need an introduction.
Hey, Nick.
How's it going?
Nick, you deserve an introduction.
Deserves an introduction.
My bad. Words are hard.
Classic.
Can I listen to your own?
Yeah. Hey, you're getting a first.
We are in a POV shot of Nick in the hospital.
Yeah,
here.
Nick live from the hospital bed. Yeah. So Nick, how's rehab going?
Rehab's going really good. I had a real intense session today. And I'm sorry, guys.
You're good, man.
Okay.
Awesome. Sorry.
Stop bugging me.
How's it check out? Are we all clear there,
really
nurse?
Okay, we're good now. Sorry about that, girls. Sure. I had a real intense session today, and I'm sore, but it's a good kind of sore. No pain, no gain, right?
Absolutely.
So what did your rehab entail today? What do you all have in the docket?
So I was doing I did a lot of grip strength and shoulder work, because that's where I lost most of my strength from being so sick.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was a lot of I had to do this thing where I took like clothespin, like there's like clothespins with different intensities on it. So like yellow was the easiest to pinch, and black was the hardest to pinch, and I had to put those in order on a thing. It's boring but tedious work, but it's necessary work. That's stuff that that
Stuff you gotta do.
Yeah, stuff you gotta do. And then that was for my first session, and then my second session I did some virtual reality stuff, which is cool as shit. They strap me into the VR headset stuff and play different games that works on my balancing and work on hand-eye coordination stuff. And then they strap weights to my arms, so it makes it easier, more difficult.
Nice. How long are those sessions?
About an hour 30 minutes each. I have 3 hours. I have 3 hours of PT a day, and that's stretched out throughout the entire day.
Wow.
It's intense work. I love it. It's stuff that I love doing. I love working out. I love doing these things that get me stronger.
Yeah.
They got you in there playing any Beat Saber or anything? I want to see you like streaming Beat Saber from the hospital bed and stuff.
Oh yeah, totally. No, one of the virtual reality games is actually a football accuracy game where you throw the football to targets and stuff in the virtual reality thing. So it's awesome.
How you doing that?
Sounds pretty cool.
Not great, but hopefully I get a little better.
Would you put your level of accuracy throwing in the football below or above Mitchell Trubisky?
Way above.
Class. Well, that was a well inserted low blow on Mitch. On Mitch there. Appreciate that.
I think they're
Suck
both
it,
elite
Aiden.
quarterbacks. Both elite quarterbacks.
Good stuff.
Well, one's sitting on the bench.
That's true. One thing we should talk. Oh, so we should talk about the game last weekend too. But actually, do we want to talk about the fundraiser thing now, or do we want to wait till after we talk about the game?
That's up to you guys. I can talk. I'm ready to talk about it whenever.
Matthias, it was kind of your idea, so I'll let you get. You can.
It sounds like there's like a hurricane going on upstairs. Okay, I think my wife is attacking the floor.
You were looking up. I was like, "What the hell are you?"
I was trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Matthias. We're on the internet.
Well, I mean, a lot of things
Received a
are on the
message from
internet,
God.
That's true.
All right. Well, I don't. So the first thing how this whole thing was going to start, Nick, was somebody messaged. I'm like blanking on the name. Anyways, Bennett Ford messaged me on Twitter, and he was like, "Hey, we should start a fundraiser for Nick and call it like Iowa State needs a special teams coordinator. Let's fundraise money to hire this guy." And then at the end, it was gonna be like, "Oh no, just kidding. The money's going to Nick." But we're like, I was like, we could do that, but then do we want to piss off the coaching staff? I mean, some of them might hate us already, some may not. I don't know. We don't really want to. And you know, Mike Green wants to stab us with a fork in the eyes already. So
right.
let's just we'll pass on that for now. So did all that, and then another week went by or whatever. And then you ended up in the ICU with your infection and stuff. So I was just like, screw it, we're doing it. So then it started the thing, and it blossomed into over $11,000, which you now have control over.
I do, and I for real, I can't thank you guys enough, and I can't thank everybody that donated enough. I'm just blown away at the generosity of strangers and things like this. This alleviates a lot of my worry that was coming out of the next few months, because right now I don't have a job. I was struggling to figure out, how I'm going to pay for certain things, and just and it was an amazing thing that thank you that you guys have done for me, and I can't thank you enough.
I originally set the goal at like $10,000. Leave like, you ain't gonna make it there.
Well, I was like, if we make it there, great. But I was like, if we get like a couple $1,000, I'll be happy or whatever. And then,
so we got to $8,000, and then like we were in the wide right Slack, and we're like, all right, how do we like get this to $10,000? So then we messaged Bear. I think Dylan did.
Yeah,
messaged Bear off from ESPN, and then Levi messaged
Spencer Hall. Yeah.
Spencer Hall. So those two tweeted it out, and it eventually in one shot in one day we pushed that, got over $10,000.
Yeah, it was
that day.
I was wondering how because like I said, it kind of got stagnant. Like you said, it kind of got stagnant at 8,000, and next thing you know, it just shot. And I was like I went to bed one night, and the next thing you know, and then I woke up next morning, and it hit that $10,000 mark, and I was like, that's insane. And I saw a bunch of people donating like over $100 and things like that's insane. And
a couple of people tossed in 250.
I saw some 250s in there. Yeah,
there's at least 5 donations of $250.
I saw a 300 one in there, and I was like, and it's almost like do you guys know what imposter syndrome is?
Yeah.
It was. I had a little bit of that going on for a while, because my brain was like Nick, you haven't done anything to deserve this. Like what have you done to deserve this? But then it's like, it was one of those I talked with a therapist while I was in here, and they're like, would you do this? Would you donate to somebody in the same situation? I said, in a heartbeat. She goes, then it's justified. So it made me feel a lot better, and I'm blown away, and I'm just like, I get emotional talking about it because I'm just, there are no words. I have no words on how grateful I am for all you guys for putting this on, for everybody that's donated. And I had to come on the nightcap to thank everybody, just to express my gratitude.
Yeah, no, you definitely deserve that, and I thank everybody for actually jumping in and donating their hard-earned cash to help out Nick and contribute to the cause. I've never done anything like that. I've never put on a fundraiser before, so I was just like, I'm seeing $10,000. Like I've never even had that much in my bank, kind of thing. I was just like, whatever,
Right, yeah.
Never had that deposited in my account before, whatever.
Yeah,
right,
But then I figured out how you could send the money over to you, and I'm like, thank God I don't have to mess.
Don't have to do it yourself.
Now my hands are shaking with all this money in my hand. I'm like, I've never had this much money in my entire life. So I'm like, okay, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up.
I was just clicking through, and it's like, you can have somebody else deposit. I'm like, perfect, click.
Yeah.
But just so just to give people an idea what this money is going to go to, potentially, I will be getting using this money to get a service dog.
Oh,
I have to convince some people first, but this is,
Who do you got to convince?
my mom is on board. Dad not so much, but I'll convince him one of these days.
Let's role play here for a second. Your dad's a farmer, right?
Yes.
I sell the farmer, so why do I sell him the idea of the service dog for you?
There you go. Perfect.
I convince farmers all the time for things. Let's just do this.
All right, let's do it.
Hey,
There
Nick,
you
how
go.
much money would I have to donate for you to name the dog Mitch Trubisky?
All right, how do we disconnect?
That's another 10 grand, bud.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But like I think people would kill me if I didn't name the dog something Iowa State themed. So I would have to think of some Iowa State themed.
Your mom
Josh,
says your
your
dad
name-
is listening.
Your dad is
You might be in
listening.
trouble.
What was that, Nick?
I said, I was talking about how I need to name the dog something Iowa State thing. I'm like, Josh, is your name being used?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We'll name the dog Lens.
There you go.
There you go.
I can get on board with that.
And he didn't even have to donate money for
He'll be able to catch frisbees and throw frisbees to himself.
Yep, exactly.
Aiden, that we have a comment.
Is his QB rating higher than Mitchell Trubisky's?
Yes.
Pretty much
Okay.
everybody. Actually,
Easily.
if you look it up, I think all of our QB ratings are also higher than Mitch Trubisky. So
I don't have legs in my higher than his.
I feel attacked.
Oh, that is awesome.
You
That
should
is
feel attacked.
awesome. Oh, that's great.
Good shit.
That's good stuff right there.
Well, Nick, we were happy to put it together everything. We were blown away as well by how much money ended up being raised for you. So from us, from the Wide Right people too, thank you everybody for donating as well. We really appreciate it.
Let's start another one.
For Nick or for somebody
For
something
the
else.
Mitch Trubisky fund.
We're not donating money to Mitch Trubisky.
No. It's to go to Nick. It's just to name the dog Mitch
A
Trubisky.
new fund to raise money so he would name the dog.
All you gotta do
Mitch
is send it to
Trubisky.
Buffalo. They probably would fill it up for you.
Classic.
Good
All right. What do we think? Should we talk about the game last weekend?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yes.
Aiden, what do we got going on here?
All I'm gonna say is that me and Matthias nailed it on the head.
I saw Matthias predicted 24-21.
He had the
in
actual
his-
score, but I had
in his article.
24-20. So it's pretty freaking close. So
I didn't
Great
realize
point for
that
that.
I predicted that score until I went back and copy and paste the format for the
Oh,
game
yeah.
preview this week, and I was like scrolling down all the way through copying. I'm like, Holy shit.
Nailed it. But it's funny though, because like it seems in my experience, whenever I've picked like a kind of somewhat conventional score, like a 24-21 or a 28-21 or something,
Ends up being like
that,
50 to like
it's always
30.
it always ends up being a weird score that it ends up as. But if you predict a weird score, it ends up as a conventional score. So it's like it was funny enough to me that you picked a kind of conventional score and it actually ended up being that. I don't know. It
It's
never
like
ends up
when
that
you-
way.
When you pick a 13-point game-winning field goal by Andrew Mevis, sometimes just not in the cards.
It's just not in the cards.
Hey, I think, if anybody picked Iowa State, that 13-point field goal would have helped.
Yeah.
At least a
Yes.
field goal would have helped to at least push it. But I guess that wouldn't even have worked. They would have needed the 13.1, huh?
I don't remember what the
Yeah.
over. I don't remember what the over under on that game was, but
I think it was 47.
47.
Yeah.
So it was close, but not quite there.
I tipped
Mhm.
Iowa State to win, but I put OSU on the points.
Did you?
I did because that game is always close.
Yeah, it is.
In the past, within the past, 3-4 years, the game is always closer than people expect it to be.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
think
game
we were
like
all
every
pretty
time
shocked.
every time I think it's gonna be a bigger spread, it just never is. Like I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah.
But hey, speaking of Oklahoma State stuff, but actually was relatively surprised about Spencer Sanders' day. He actually
He was not bad.
didn't look like a booty hole like he did the previous 6 weeks.
Right. He was actually, I think even Oklahoma State fans were a little bit not surprised, but they were pleasantly surprised with how well he did play. Like, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting thing though, because Iowa State doesn't necessarily force low completion percentages. They'll give up completions, just not points. Basically, they'll give us some completions, they'll give up yards, but not points. So it's not for me, anyways. It wasn't like totally shocking. I'm trying to pull up our actual defensive.
Wasn't
stats
he
to see
like
what
24 or
we
33
allowed.
or something like that?
Sanders was 15 to 24,
15 to 24. So that's not bad.
225 yards and 3 touchdowns.
So on the season, Iowa State allows just 59.9, 60% completions, which I guess what would you say was 15 of 25?
15 to 24.
Okay, so just a shade over 60%.
Mhm.
So that's about right, a little bit above Iowa State's average, but about right. But he was completing some decent, like some medium gains and stuff like that. But didn't throw any picks. And really, I can't really remember any that he threw that were like really close to being picks.
Maybe the one
the one on
the
that
end zone.
on
One
the
before
second
halftime.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yep, that's true.
He
Yeah.
threw that, and I was like, "Oh, that's picked."
Oh,
and
that's fair
5'8"
point.
guy,
the
mossing
guy
two
just-
dudes.
Went up
Yeah.
and got it.
Greg Eisworth fell down on the way to the end zone. Like that was just, I don't know. That was poor from both. I don't know how both of them messed that up. Like
Yeah, I mean, as the DB that was in front, I mean, that's a hard ball to
Hasheem
get
Young.
on.
that was a Sheen
know,
Young.
Like going back and trying to jump up and get it as
Sure.
opposed to running forward. I
Sure.
think Eisworth had the best opportunity at it, but
He
like
just-
you said, it just
Just fell down. Like I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know if he tripped or whatever
Right.
happened, but yeah, it wasn't.
I mean,
When he
everything happened right for them on that one.
When he
Mhm.
caught
He just
that,
went up.
when he caught that, I was like, I can't believe it. But then at the same time, I was like, no, I can.
That's accurate.
Yeah, fair enough. For as good as the defense has been, there's been times where like a corner or a safety has just gotten just straight up beaten one-on-one in a deep coverage situation, and I don't know. It's a weird weak spot. I think he learns that Josh can eat beer cans. He won the mental game last week. Josh
That's what
just
it's all
scared him.
about.
Josh
That's what
just
it's all
scared
about.
him. Yeah.
So I'm gonna transition this a little bit, but here let's just talk about the most egregious and blatant worst call in the history of college football. Let's roll the footage.
We got
Throw over the middle, caught Hutchinson wide open. He'll take it all the way for a Cyclone touchdown. They went RPO and now a flag after the play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 8. That penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. 15-yard penalty. First down.
The fun police are out here at Ames. Hutchinson did a great job. Open. I mean, it was just a quick slant. Safeties had crashed on the play fake.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my goodness.
That
Did you
is
see this?
horrible.
This is like the worst call in NCAA history.
Now, 3rd and 1 from the 9. Purdy will throw it right, looking for Hutchinson. Touchdown! Xavier Hutchinson! Oh, is that justice?
How many times have you heard a touchdown be scored and then the entire crowd erupts for the home team booing?
Yeah.
If you pissed off John Wall, if your call was bad enough to piss off John Walters, you done fucked up. It was bad. Sorry, pardon my language, but like
perfect.
That is done horrible. It was horrible.
That for sure got the crowd fired up, though. I mean,
but how
in the
dare
team,
Xavier
but-
Hutchinson? How dare he be so egregiously taunting the other team
He lifted his ankles off the
his-
ground 6 inches too far on his way
with
to the
his
end zone.
eyes?
Ridiculous.
It's
Is
making me
unreal.
flash back to when we covered Josh's punt return for a touchdown, and you put up the one finger and then you pulled it right back down. I was just made me think of
that
that.
was it. I'm telling you, that was it. That was it right there.
What
Because
is
that
I
was,
wish-
I think
I
that was
wish
an
I was there
emphasis
to-
that year too.
I wish I was there to hear the captain's boos that rained down on that field.
I
The-
think
The
it
Oklahoma
was probably a
State
solid
parents
10
were like
minutes of booing.
laughing at us because they it worked out in their favor or whatever, but they were just like laughing. They're like, I don't understand why they're all booing like this, but it's just kind of funny to watch them.
On Sunday, Sage Rosenfels tweeted out. He said I was told by someone on the field that the ref told the Iowa State coaching staff that Xavier Hutchinson taunted the opposing team with his eyes. Whatever that means.
You play blindfolded next time.
what does that
that's
even
stupid.
mean to taunt somebody with your eyes when you're running away from them with the ball in your hand with nobody close to you?
To me, taunting is the dumbest. Taunting is the dumbest penalty there is in football, because these are one. Let's go to the NFL. These are grown ass men. Let them play. 2, they're in go down to college. They're college students. They're gonna taunt each other. They're gonna talk smack to each other. They're grown men. Let them play.
I just laugh at you said that about the NFL, but Roger Goodell came out today and was like, "Oh yeah, no, the coaches really agreed that we need to keep an emphasis on this taunting rule." And like a week ago, Brandon Staley, the head coach of the Chargers, was like, "I don't know what to tell you." Like the media, he's like, "I don't know what to tell you guys, but like this game is emotional. Like emotions are gonna happen. Like they got to basically in a roundabout way." He didn't like say the NFL had to get it because he could probably get fined for that, but he likes it, like the NFL needs to get rid of it.
But like genuinely, what is the purpose of the taunting penalty? Like what is the taunting penalty actually accomplish?
I think it has a lot to do with setting an example, because oh, we want to have a good sportsmanship example for the people that are watching our game, but then they let the half of Philadelphia destroy their city as a show
After
of
the Super Bowl,
sportsmanship.
yeah.
But think about like the 2 greatest return men in the history of all football, right? Deion Sanders and Devin Hester. How many touchdowns would they have if the taunting rule existed back when they were doing
Oh my
that?
God! Like
They would have maybe less than half than what
Devin
they-
Hester like high stepped the last 30 yards of every.
Devin Hester
return.
would like start high stepping at midfield and still like run faster than everybody.
Right. I mean,
Just like, and Deion Sanders would like high step, then like crawl to the end zone, and like put the ball on the ground, and like he crossed the goal line, walk away from it.
like who looks back and like looks at Devin Hester like that guy was an asshole? Like nobody goes back and looks at Devin Hester like that. They look back and be like, that's who I want to be as a football player. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
genuinely one of like the 5 coolest football players to ever walk the earth. And he was like an okay receiver, but he was
Yeah.
so cool with what he did that like he was awesome. And that was part of the game. And it was so much fun. Or like a Desmond Howard back in the whatever in the 90s when he did his Heisman pose. He might have got a taunting penalty after that or something like that.
Well,
like,
when Desmond Howard won the Super Bowl MVP, like his return, like he had like the most egregious like taunting in the Super Bowl you could do. Like that wouldn't have been he wouldn't have won MVP of the Super Bowl if
Right.
they had taunting.
What
calls.
about the Marshawn Lynch dive into the end zone?
Yeah.
Really,
Now,
dude?
worth noting that in the NFL, taunting is after the scoring play, and whereas
Yeah.
in college it's a spot foul. So it's way more more punishing. I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now.
Influential.
Egregious.
But we
No,
could probably
I
go
don't know.
look back and look
But-
at like all of Iowa State's touchdowns and probably find something more taunting worthy that an Iowa State player has done, maybe in the last 10 years, that would be worse than what Xavier Hutchinson did.
The one that comes to mind is Hakeem Butler caught a touchdown pass, and the defender was on the ground in front of him, and Hakeem handed him the ball after the touchdown.
Actually,
was good.
I think that was at K-State, wasn't it?
You know what was a more egregious taunting than that was in Brock Purdy's very first game on the first time
he high stepped to the end zone.
High step to the end zone for the last 10 yards after he pump faked that dude. It was awesome. Nobody had a problem with it, including Oklahoma State fans, but that was a far more egregious taunt than what Xavier Hutchinson did.
Josh's one finger going up in the air was more of a taunting than Hutchinson did.
Yes. compared to Xavier
That's why
Hutchinson,
I pulled it down quick.
that one finger was Deion Sanders running the end zone. It was bad enough that like Brett McMurphy, who is an Oklahoma State reporter, but a national analyst, and like lots of other ones, saying that it is legitimately the worst call they've ever seen on a football field. Ever. The history of the sport, that's the worst call or whatever. And when you have like Jeff Schwartz and Brett McMurphy and all these big national personalities chiming in to say the same thing, like to me,
it's not good.
This is evidence that you need that there should probably be some sort of presser after the game where the refs have to answer for controversial calls.
Yeah, but Brett Bloom made like a pretty good point on this though, because all the ref would do is come in that presser and be like, all right, go to article blah 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 whatever, and it like states in there about taunting calls what he could just say, well, this is what I saw, and that would be like the end.
Yeah,
of it.
it's like
fair.
In the Dodgers Giants game a couple weeks ago on the called third strike on a check swing, they asked the first base umpire, "Oh, what did you see?" I thought he swung, so I called it a strike.
Yeah,
and that's what we would just get.
And that was basically the end of that. And he called that press conference too.
Yeah,
and like that was like it. Like that was the most wasted time of a press conference ever.
Yeah,
but this also. Jalen Noel pointing out that flag was worse than what Xavier Hutchinson did.
Pure comedic gold. Phenomenal. Because that corner, like every other corner in the world that didn't do a damn thing, he got real cocky after the play. And Jalen Noel's like, nah, dude. It's funny, though. That's always a thing that I always enjoy watching about defensive backs, though, is you'll never find a more confident player on this entire world than a cornerback that did absolutely nothing to cause an incompletion.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do one of these like no fly zone thing or anything like that, no matter what.
Hey, if it's a bad pass and a bad route, that's good D.
That's exactly what it is.
It goes down as an incompletion, so you can't really argue against it though.
Mitch Trubisky throws that shit into the third row of the stands.
Yeah, right.
Good D.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
D.
That is good defense, you know.
I don't know. I mean, fortunately, we don't really have to talk about it a lot beyond, oh, that was a dumb call, because it didn't end up mattering. Because after that, they went to the most disrespectful play calling of all time right after that.
They ran the throw it to Xavier play about 5 times in a row following that.
They threw it to him, they faked a handoff to him, and then they did throw it to him in the end zone.
But how great is it that a really bad call that went against Iowa State didn't ultimately sink them at the end of the game, though?
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of proves as to where this program has come, or how far this program has come. Because think about 4 years ago, that kind of call would have just sunk the team, and you're able to play past that bad call. I'm a fan of saying you have to play past bad officiating, and we did that this Saturday.
Yeah, and the officiating was like a story all the way around too, because there was like I guess I noticed it too. I thought I noticed that they were like the spots were really short, like all day, like it was a yard short all day.
It was number L the ref.
The line judge.
Yes.
Okay, that guy was freaking concussed. He got knocked down like 7 times.
Didn't we have to stop the game
they
one time?
they
'cause he
stopped
lost
the
his hat?
game once because he got knocked down by Darnell Simmons. Then after that, like the next offensive series that Iowa State had, he like fell to literally just straight up fell. And like they stopped the game like for him to get up.
And then he didn't realize he lost his hat either on one of the plays.
Right, he lost his
I'm
hat.
telling
They're like,
he was-
oh yeah,
he-
yeah, go get your hat.
That
He's
dude
like,
was not. That dude was not on this planet.
He did not know where he was.
Another
He
call
needed
that he
help.
had, I
He
think it
needs some
was
milk.
Xavier Hutchinson had a catch up against the sideline after Brock Purdy rolled out, and it was close.
Yeah.
And then they originally called it incomplete,
Right. Yep.
and then they came
That's
together.
the
and
sideline that
realized-
guy was on. He didn't
Right.
know
Yeah,
where
that was his call.
Dude just doesn't know where he's at.
Dude was probably like seen like 40 people out there playing. You know, there's 11 guys on each side of the field, and he's seen like 40. Dude was messed up.
It was that officiating crew was, I don't know, they were all sorts all over the place. And then on that 4th down spot too at the end of the game too. I mean, you know, whatever. You can argue that it was. You can argue he made it there. You can argue he didn't. You could argue that they should have been flagged 5 yards for the offensive lineman pulling that guy. Whatever you want to argue or whatever. But that was another one that like they were on like probably the bad end of a lot of things that like a lot of just like judgment calls or whatever that they just couldn't get their shit together all game.
I'm glad that guy was concussed and missed that last one.
That's probably fair. Because and that's the thing too, though, is that they didn't throw the flag for the lineman pulling his guy forward because the rule says you can push a guy forward, but you can't pull him. So like you can like I'm thinking like that the Matt Leinart thing against Notre Dame, however long ago, where the Bush push.
I don't think that guy originally though like intended to pull him because like he was like getting knocked down and he's like when he's rolling over he's like, oh hey, my running back's here,
right?
So he just decided to latch on and pull with him.
Right, but he ended up pulling him forward, which should have been a penalty or whatever. But if they had still not thrown the penalty, but had ruled it a first down and went back to review it, I mean, it wouldn't have got overturned. It would have still been a first down. They wouldn't have overturned it. So that's actually one thing I did want to propose to you guys or see what you get your guys' thoughts on, and is if at least on certain calls or in certain situations, we should change the process so that it's not overturning with irrefutable evidence so much as it is re-officiating a play, saying and taking a fresh look at it and saying, okay, we're going to make a new call on this play, whether it's the same call or it's a different or it's the opposite or whatever it is. But let's re-officiate this play versus try to have to overturn it.
I think that would open up a big can of worms.
I feel like at that point instead you should just be able to challenge the officiating on the field. Like they do in the Canadian League.
I don't know. I guess I don't know how the Canadian League does it.
So like you can challenge whether or not there was holding, or you can
challenge penalties. Interesting.
Yeah. You can challenge whether or not there was a pass interference, stuff like that. But and then there's punishment of you lose your timeout and the clock continues through and you lose it down or something like that.
Oh,
but see, the NFL like essentially sort of tried that right with the pass interferences, and they've already tossed it out.
That's true. That's fair.
I think just because
call.
like what Josh said, it's probably opening up too many cans of worms because at that point, like NFL is challenging pass interference. So then what's next? So now you have the ability to challenge all freaking bajillion
Literally everything.
penalties.
Yeah.
And then what? Like, okay, so now the game's even longer.
I'm not like saying that you would challenge penalties, but I'm saying like on a spot, instead of saying we're going to overturn an existing call on existing spot on the field, we're going to take a brand new look at this and say, okay, where do we think he went down? Or a catch. A catch is another good example. Like, is it overturning an incompletion or overturning a completion, or do we just look at it and say this is or is not a catch?
Well, no one knows what a catch is.
That too.
I don't know. I feel like I have not seen as many like this is or isn't a catch controversies in recent years. I don't know. It seems like they've kind of gotten that shored up a little bit.
Last year, I feel like last year was a not either last year, the year before last, there was a lot of controversy with what it was catch, and then not so much this year.
I guess I haven't noticed any major
Kind of
ones
like targeting
in the
What's
college
targeting.
level. Targeting is to me targeting is the new what's a catch. It's like what the
Yep.
hell is targeting? Like I think that's the new what is a catch thing.
Mhm.
We could probably ask that guy who's concussed. He probably got targeted.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that the officiating errors didn't necessarily end up meaning a ton. It was frustrating to watch. It was frustrating in the moment, but I don't know how much it actually really did affect the final outcome because like the taunting penalty didn't matter. They ended up scoring. Or like when we were on the goal line and a few of those looked like they might have been in or they should have been reviewed anyways, and they were because they were short spots or whatever, they ended up scoring. And in the other short spots throughout the game, whatever it is what it is. So I don't know how I don't think that the things necessarily affected the final outcome, the final score all that much. So I think that's a positive to take away from it is that most of the officiating errors were mitigated by actual play by two teams that were playing well on both sides of the ball. Both teams played well on offense and defense. So I mean, it was just a good game. That's really what it was.
I love how
was
the
a good
kicking came into this game. Mavis.
Yeah.
He's solid. I love him. He's solid out from what Aiden 50
Yeah.
50 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities from there just yet, but I mean, he can definitely drill them. That's for dang sure.
I like how they missed an almost identical field goal from the Oklahoma State game back in 2011.
It's hilarious because they had to switch. They switched to that kicker, and he was 5 for 5 before entering that game, and then he missed 2. Right now, they're back to the same problem that they had before.
That has to be the first time that an opposing team has come into Jack Trice Stadium and missed consecutive field goals.
I can't remember who was it. It's probably it was probably Alex Gukin that pulled up the stat or whatever it was, but but opponents hitting field goals in Jack Trice Stadium, like they hit them at a way higher clip than than anybody else does at any other stadium. For whatever reason, opponents just drill field goals at Jack Trice for whatever reason. Which is funny because if you like I've talked to Cole Netton about this before. He said that Jack Trice was easily the hardest stadium he had to kick in because the wind swirls around so bad or whatever. But then everybody apparently nobody has trouble kicking in Jack Trice Stadium. So I don't
kind of like when the worst 3-point shooter comes and plays Iowa State and they drill everything.
Yeah, then they make everything. Yeah. And who's just going to go off for 40 go off for 30 for no reason at all? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about when I forget. So what's our punter's name? So Mevis is punting, right?
Mevis is punting now.
Yeah, Mevis is punting, and he just bombed one, and the crowd just went nuts, and we had the coverage,
and they covered it,
and they covered it,
and made the guy lose 5 yards.
Yep,
in the process.
Punt team, baby.
That was awesome. The whole crowd was just erupted when that happened.
We might be on our way to some respectable special teams here.
Hey, hold on, wait, where's the wood? Knock on that shit right now. Jesus Christ! Why would you say so? This is fucking. It's almost Halloween right now, dude.
What's wrong with Connor Sally though? Have I missed something with Connor Sally?
He's kicking a few extra points.
He's kicked a few extra points. The deal with Connor Sally is that he's accurate from 35 and in, but his range is really limited because his mechanics have issues.
Okay.
Because basically, but he does he does the equivalent of in golf on a chip shot, where you instead of falling through nicely on a chip shot like you're supposed to, which is what good kickers do, they fall through nicely. He does what beginner golfers do, where they kind of chop at it almost a little bit. So he kind of punches it a little bit, which really cuts down on his ability to get distance on his kicks. So he's accurate enough within 30, 35 because he's just used to his form. He's got his form down, but his form limits his distance potential. So
it's also the fact that Andrew Mevis is freaking solid. It's kind of forced the hand too.
Yeah, I mean Mevis has been phenomenal this whole year.
Yeah, so, I'm not discounting Mevis at all. I'm just curious what happened with the comment.
Nothing's wrong with
nothing's wrong.
But Boulevard. It's just that Andrew Mevis is
better.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Pretty much.
What are you shaking your head at for, Josh? You don't like that Butt Boulevard?
Derriere Drive.
Turd Cutter Turnpike?
Oh, God.
We got a whole list. You want to read them real quick?
We do have a whole list. I'm gonna pull this up. This was a good one. We had some really good suggestions. All right, the official Connor Sally nickname list. Hold up. All right, so we've got Anus Annex, Booty Bayou, Badonkadonk Bluff, Butt Boulevard, Bypass, like BYPASS, Bypass, Caboose Court, Kulo Causeway, Derriere Divide, Dumper Drive, Fanny Freeway, Fartbox Fork, Gluteus Maximus Glen, Moneymaker Motorway, Posterior Parkway, Poop Shoot Promenade, Rump Road, Tookus Trail, Turd Cutter Turnpike, Tush Terrace, and Wazoo Way.
Oh my God.
And there
It's
we
a
go.
great segue into go buy your Connor Sully.
Well done, Aiden. Gotta plug this.
Good
Plug the
segue.
apparel. Yeah, excellent job. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I forgot what I was going to say.
All right. We should actually probably also mention Brock Purdy as well and how good he's playing. Because I know
I didn't notice.
early in the season. Admittedly, I was probably one of them too, where we were like, "What's going on with Brock? Why is he starting slow again?" Stuff like that. But quietly, in the last 3 or 4 games, he's been unbelievable.
83% of his passes have been
83%
complete.
completions in October, no interceptions, 7 touchdowns, like 700 yards or something like that. I mean, he's had a phenomenal October.
The funny thing is that no like quarterback has really like taken the reins of like being this top guy in the NCAA. Obviously, like Caleb Williams thrusted on the scene, but he fucking stunk it up against.
He's not that
Kansas,
great.
so-
Yeah, I mean,
he's still
Sam
freshman,
Howell.
so
Sam Howell has been
it's
like better.
nowhere.
He hasn't. He struggled early, but I think he's been better recently.
Spencer Rattler's gone.
Rattler.
He's not even playing. He's not
So
even
like,
playing
I
anymore.
mean, by the time this thing ends, and if Iowa State's sitting in Dallas here in a couple, in about a month, and it's going to be probably because Brock Purdy is still doing what Brock Purdy is doing now. Obviously, Breece Hall is still great, and obviously, but we saw Oklahoma State key on him completely 100% of the time. Didn't
Right.
care if Brock Purdy threw for 400 yards, they were going to stop Breece Hall.
And Brock Purdy won the game.
Yeah. So if they are sitting in Dallas, it's because probably Brock Purdy is still playing at this level, or if not higher. And at that point in time, you could probably pull it all up, pull it together. He's probably gonna be top 3 in the NCAA
As far as
if not
quarterbacks
one.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now, is there anybody in the Big 12 you would put ahead of him right now, as far as like a power rankings? I mean, as far as right now, the hottest quarterback in the Big 12 is easily Brock Purdy, and he could probably argue he's the hottest quarterback in the country right now. I think he's sitting at second in the country in completion percentage right now after the guy from Coastal Carolina. Whatever.
I mean, you're probably gonna have your Baylor fans that are gonna argue their guy, and then you have the Oklahoma fans. Well, Caleb Williams is still really good. Blah blah blah.
he's
And then-
talented, but I mean,
Yeah, you put all the stats together and probably compare it. It's probably going to be Brock Purdy number 1.
I mean, I think Gary Bohannon's good, but I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah, and he might have some better stats right now, but let's see what it is at the end of the year.
But I don't know how many. I mean, I don't. Outside of Baylor fans, I don't know who's taking Gary Bohannon over Brock Purdy. I mean, that's not a diss to Brock. That's not a diss to Gary Bohannon, but I mean, Brock Purdy is currently the second most accurate
Probably
quarterback in
Stuart
America.
Mandel.
He's completing clear of 80% of his passes in the month of October.
Aiden, give us a Gary
So it's-
Bohannon and Brock Purdy comparison.
To me?
No, Aiden can do. Well,
I mean, if you want to,
do
go
you
ahead.
have Gary Bohannon's stat pulled up or?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
I think a big piece of it is, just some of the plays that they're running. It just seems like there's a lot more high percentage, passes that he's completing and
They're
spreading the ball
they're giving
around
him
and
good routes to
yeah.
throw to. Yeah.
and doing that. So I think that's a big piece of it. Just taking what the defense is giving you and not trying to hit the home run on every play. And so I think he's just a lot more comfortable and confident right now. And the thing I loved was at the end when they're playing Sweet Caroline, that video clip of him just kind of taking it all in. I was like, yeah, that's what it's about right there.
That's
That's what it's all about right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's the goat for a reason.
I was
And-
digging
Yeah.
though that Dave Andrews was protecting him.
He already
Like,
won
does
school
anybody-
records.
Somebody came after me. or
Yeah,
if somebody came after Brock Purdy, Dave Andrews, they're obliterated, done
if
for.
if Brock Purdy just quit, just retired from football right now, would he be the greatest of all time Iowa State football player?
Absolutely.
I mean, I think he is. I mean, the other guy you would consider is probably Troy, I guess. But
Troy, yeah.
I mean, Troy does not own 31 records. And in fact,
Tell that to the boomer crowd. They are going to fight you on this.
and a lot of Troy's records
Why are you
now
holding a
falling
helmet,
to-
Mattia?
a lot of Troy's records are
I'm
now
getting
falling
ready
to
to
Brees
play.
Hall. So I mean, you
I
know,
think this will fit my head.
Nothing will
there's
fit
a
your forehead.
reason that Brock Purdy's going to end up being the greatest football player that's ever walked through Jack Trice Stadium or any other stadium that Iowa State has played football in. And there's a reason for that. And you could see, and that clip is like, that's his like, you know, like they say like Heisman winners, they have the Heisman moments, like a big player, like, dude, that's his moment that we knew he was the Heisman guy. Like we're going to look back on that clip of Brock Purdy in 5, 10, 15, whatever it is years, and be like, that's Brock.
But Troy Davis ran for 2,000 yards 2 seasons in a row.
Aiden, you got Gary Bohannon's stats?
Yeah.
He didn't have a very good offensive line.
Well, that's a lie.
I know. That's what I keep getting told on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
So Gary Bohannon is completing just under 66% of his passes,
Trash.
1,563 yards, 12 touchdowns to 1 pick.
That's good.
Okay.
The completion percentage is fine. I think their offensive scheme helps them out quite a bit with as far if for his other stuff. Which I mean, that's what an offensive scheme is supposed to do: is complement your quarterback's strengths and try to hide and mitigate his weaknesses. But
Brock Purdy.
Brock, yeah, I'm taking Brock. I mean,
What's Brock's overall stats?
So he is completing 75.3% of his passes, 1,648 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 4 picks. And he has a month named after him. I don't think Gary Bohannon does.
So how many
checkmate.
yards did Bohannon has thrown for? Did you say 700?
1,563.
so fewer than Brock.
Yes.
No, Brock's thrown for 1,100. Is that what you said?
He said 16.
Jesus
better.
Christ.
What?
But
We come through this.
you look, but even if you look though at his touchdown interception ratio, the 11-4, at least a couple of those picks, you can be like, nah, it was kind of bad luck with like the tips and stuff like that in the Iowa game and even the Baylor game where it was some,
Hey,
like,
now,
a weird.
Iowa's defense is not lucky.
Oh yes, those tips were planned to go clear out to the sideline to an
Troy
Iowa
Davis ran for
defender.
2,000 yards 2 seasons in a row. Put some respect on those 2 units, all right?
Yeah, we'll have the GOAT conversation. I don't even know if there's a GOAT conversation to be had, but at the end of the season, theoretically, when Brock Purdy presumably ends up moving on to the NFL, but we should.
One thing real quick, though.
Yes, go ahead.
Is one thing that I hear in the student section way too often is either A, Brock Purdy's most overrated quarterback in school history, or B, put in Deckers.
Well, that's just ignorance by
It's just
students.
dumb.
And-
I mean, that's just dumb kids. I mean,
Yeah, it makes me mad. And it happens every week, and it pisses me off. I just don't get it.
We
People
have
trying
a
to
lot of
say-
things that are said in the fan base that are stupid. So
yeah. I mean, there were moments earlier in the season, like, well, maybe Brock probably should just take a sit down for a little bit, and that's what happened in the Iowa game where Campbell sat him down, just said you just need to gather yourself and let Hunter do his thing. Hunter played pretty decently or well or whatever, and but it's still Brock Purdy. I mean, the greatest
I think-
quarterback and football player that's ever put on an Iowa State.
If there's ever been a guy that we can refer to as the dude at Iowa State, it's Brock Purdy.
it's Brock Purdy. Yeah, I mean,
I think
I
the
mean,
thing
that's-
Agreed.
that we're not taking into consideration here is just like he's a gamer, right? Like,
Yeah.
put all the stats aside. Like, when it comes down to it at the end, like that's the guy you want out there to give you the best shot to win, right?
100%.
So I think that's a big piece of it too. He just got that winning mentality, and so if it's me, that's the guy I want out there.
if you could probably go out and poll, and I don't want to keep bringing up this Troy Davis stuff, but here we are. You got me started. Anyways, If you walked out into the middle of a crowd randomly in the state of Iowa and you said, all right, sir, you think about Iowa State football, right? Just currently, just say Iowa State football. You hold up 2 pictures. You got Troy Davis, Brock Purdy. More often than not, they're going to point to that picture of Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is, you boomers who are watching right now, because just let it go. Stop. I mean, I get it. You can love Troy Davis. Everybody loves what he did. He was a Heisman finalist. He was runner-up. Great. But as years go on, the team's gotten better. No disrespect to Josh here, but the players are better. It's just it happens. It's
Time moves
people
on.
can be
Time
better
moves
than
on,
your
man.
legends. Like I don't. It's like saying that there's no way Patrick Mahomes could be better than freaking Troy Aikman just because Troy Aikman won Super Bowls. Blah blah blah. Did this? Like that's just stupid. Just knock it off. There are better.
Yeah, better athletes and better players will come along at some point or whatever. And it's just
the odds of it are greater than not. So,
And Xavier Hutchinson is kind of creeping in on you, Josh. So just be ready.
is he for career records?
I have no idea. Honestly, I just made that up.
I don't have any career records at Iowa State.
You're probably on some. You're definitely going to be on some top 10s, I would think. Somewhere.
Look, I get it. Troy Davis was an A player on a C team. He's great. He did good, but there are better.
Well, Brock Purdy is an A player on a B+ or an A- team. So I don't know. There's something to be. Plus, it's worth noting though that Troy Davis also did get like 45 or 50 carries a game.
Yeah,
I mean, like
if you took yards per carry that Troy Davis had and put it into Breece Hall's stats, or as many carries that Troy Davis had and took yards per carry for Breece Hall would run right by him in total yardage. It would not even close.
Yeah. If Breece Hall was getting 45 or 50 carries a game or whatever behind an offensive line that was opening up good holes for him and did it for 2 years, he'd probably be somewhere pretty darn close to Troy. And he's getting half the carries Troy did, and he's already beat his touchdown record. So it's, what are we even talking about here?
Well, you had to keep the crowd into something here when when it was bad.
Yeah,
lost all the time. You had
Troy
to keep
Davis is the only
somehow.
thing worth paying attention to. That's why he had a stat tracker. But anyways,
damn,
we'll save
this. Get me fired up. Let's do this.
We should save it for the after the season. But Aiden, should we move on to West Virginia?
Sure. So what do you guys think? I think actually West Virginia, they're pretty similar to us in return, like all of their players, but have somehow gotten worse. And I don't know why.
I'm classifying this game kind of like it. Okay, so Daggy is better thrower than Skylar Thompson. Let's just put that out there now. But this is gonna be like a similar type of game for Iowa State as it was going to Kansas State, right? The West Virginia run defense is much better than their passing defense. And they could probably win in the similar style like they did at Kansas State. And Breece Hall runs for 200 yards. Brock Purdy throws for over 200 yards. They win by like 15 or something. Or you could reverse it, do the same thing they did this weekend, and probably still win by 15. So you can kind of look at it that way. So they're gonna try to stop Breece Hall because they can't stop the pass anyway. So why not just stop the guy that does the most damage? Which apparently now it's Brock Purdy. So they're screwed.
People forget that Breece Hall's coming out party happened in Morgantown.
Correct.
It did. It absolutely did.
132 yards, 3 touchdowns.
I remember at that point, we didn't know who the running back was going to be.
No, we did not.
Mm-mm.
So what we're saying is that he's going to double that.
So looking at West Virginia, the strong part of their defense is definitely their run defense. Their pass defense has really struggled on the season. They're giving up they're giving up a 99.5 QBR. Against them. I mean, that's really bad. 8.1 yards per attempt, 65% completions. Their pass defense is not great. I'm gonna look at their pass rush here real quick. Let's pull up their pass rush.
Amazing.
All right, pass rush. They have their sack rate is basically identical to ours, but their pressure rate is 30.3% as opposed to our 38%. Run defense. What's interesting here, because I've been looking at the broken and missed tackle rate on defense a lot of this year, just comparing who's good tacklers and who's not. West Virginia is the first team we've played this year where their broken and missed tackle percentage is actually lower than ours.
Oh.
So when most of this season, Iowa State was hovering right around 7.6% broken and missed tackle rate. They're up at 9.2% now. So last game, I know they struggled a little bit with Jalen Warren and stuff like that. So that one, so their broken and missed tackle rate jumped up a little bit. West Virginia's at the 8.5. So they actually, as of right now, are statistically a little bit better tacklers than we are. But that pass defense is really, really rough.
So they had their best defensive outing of the year against TCU last week, which TCU is putting up,
yeah.
Statistically, they look okay, but they're struggling.
TCU can't stop the run to save their lives right now.
Yeah. So TCU has a defensive problem. The offense is, whatever. They do their thing, but West Virginia's defense was way better in that game than it had been all season. So there might be a little bit something there. Maybe they got to do it 2 weeks in a row to see if they're really coming on. But there is something there that you could say, hey, okay, they did some things right against TCU. Can they do it 2 weeks in a row?
I think to your earlier point, early in the season, you might have been able to say, let's stop Brees and make Brock and the receivers beat us, and it happened. But
right.
I think the way we're playing right now, it's a true complete offense, and if they take away the run, we're getting guys open and moving the ball still. But either way, no matter what you try to do, I feel confident that the way these guys are playing right now, it's just it's a complete all around game, and it's gonna be tough to stop whatever you decide to do.
When you look at at West Virginia's rushing statistics, they had a big week running the ball last week against TCU, who's a very, very bad run defense team. But even on the season, though, they're still averaging under 4 yards a carry. They have an astonishingly low forced missed tackle rate of just 11%, compared to our 23%. So Brees Hall is roughly 23% on broken missed tackles forced. West Virginia is at 11%. They don't make anybody miss, and against a good tackling team like Iowa State, that could be a big problem for them. And a big advantage for Iowa State is the fact that West Virginia is just not breaking tackles; they're not forcing missed tackles or anything. But otherwise, their running game is just okay. But they're not breaking off a lot of long runs or anything like that. Passing game, they're at 66% completions, 8 yards per attempt at 8.4. They're pretty similar. They do give up a 6.7 sack rate as opposed to our 3.3. So they do tend to give up a little bit of pressure.
Will McDonald break the season or the all-time record this week? He needs 1 sack to take over Jaquan Bailey.
I think so.
Yeah, he'll get it.
Let me look at blocking here.
Yeah, so to go back on the offensive side of things, it's like, we saw the beginning of the year, right? You stop Brees Hall, you're going to be, the opposing team's going to be in the game because Brock Purdy just wasn't Brock Purdy yet.
Right.
So now we have seen it where obviously Brees Hall can win you a game. Now we've seen it that Brock Purdy can win you a game when Brees Hall isn't hitting 100 yards. So it's kind of like pick your poison, hope for the best type of moment right now for West Virginia.
Yeah, and West Virginia is just a team that has been going kind of backwards all year. They didn't get better right away in the from the off season, and they have kind of gotten they've been really unstable. They kind of were regressing a lot to start the year, and then they finally they had a decent game last week, but it's against a TCU team whose defense is reeling, and Max Duggan can't seem to throw the ball very well at all. So how much we should take their win against TCU seriously.
Maybe they need to get Nick down there with his VR headset playing quarterback.
Yeah.
At TCU.
Yeah, apparently.
Let's do
Get
it.
them all, get them on there and start training them.
Might as well.
Yeah. I don't know. So I believe earlier in the pod, good friend Jesse asked what we thought about the spread, about a 7-point spread this week. You guys think that's about
Jesse,
right?
Maybe I don't want to answer your question.
How do you guys feel about that 7-point spread for Iowa State?
Probably justified.
I feel good about it.
At this point in time, Vegas probably
pretty
thinks
good.
that Iowa State is like a 7-point favorite in like almost every game other than the Oklahoma. So I'm just like, let's roll with it.
I'm rolling with it. Fuck it.
You taking Iowa State on the points, Nick?
I'm taking Iowa State to win and points.
Let's roll.
I
just made an
I
official
think they'll hit
prediction.
it easily. I think they'll hit it by quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Iowa State's definitely the more complete football team, and they're the one that's playing a lot better right now.
I think this will probably be, other than OU, but it's going to be the remaining road ones. Going to be obviously they're probably most potent, or I shouldn't say potent, but most hostile crowd that they'll go against, because West Virginia's crowd does get into it.
Yeah, they do.
So I mean, I would expect some struggles a little bit along the way, maybe some false starts and all that stuff. Everybody's gonna freak out a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you cover that 7 points, it's probably gonna happen.
Yep.
But
Do we want to do predictions?
Yes.
do it.
Aiden, Nick, and Josh, you guys are going to be doing predictions. Matthias and I obviously wait because Matthias has his article. I have down the pipe and highlight. So Nick, let's go first. Let's give us your prediction.
Let's go 38-19 Iowa State.
38-19. Oh, like it. Aiden, what
Go
you
ahead,
got?
Josh.
Oh, Josh, you're up.
I'm gonna go 41-17.
Oh, geez.
God damn,
Okay.
I'm feeling it.
All right. I can dig it. Aiden?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Give
He's on fucking
me-
crack again. Look at this.
7. No, I'm just joking.
70-0.
76.
I think 38-14. That's what I'm going with.
Change mine at 20. 38-20.
38-20.
Yeah, 38-20. Because 19 doesn't make sense.
That's why I respected it though, because that's a shooting for the stars type of thing. If it's 38-20, you're really close. If it's 38-19, you look like a damn philosopher.
No, watch.
So,
It's gonna be 38-19 now.
it's gonna be 38-19.
Touchdown, safety.
All right. Keep it,
Touchdown,
all right. We'll keep it 38-19.
two touchdowns, a safety, and a field goal. You get there.
There you go.
4 field goals and a touchdown, which is not like unheard of. It's a lot of field goals, but it's in the neighborhood. All right. Let's see. We got predictions, all that. Okay. Do we want to go to Cubs Corner?
You bet.
Let's do it. Cubs Corner. Oh, let's Nick, let her find the Stas logo. All right.
Damn, Josh is back in the lead.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Gonna get ahead of myself here. I was tired of winning and needed to pick some bad games. So
How do we
moving
feel
on.
about that? The UConn money line there, bud.
It was a close call.
Was it?
They needed
Oh
like
my god.
4 Andrew Mivas 13-point field goals, but they were right there.
They were close. Yeah.
Can we
We're right
kick
there.
off your picks here with this Iowa game and this logo?
Yeah.
This is all I could find. There's not a whole lot that comes up when you search Iowa logo dick nose, and this was all I got.
Jesus.
Amazing.
So you're going the over. You're going the over in this.
Yeah, it's all right.
We'll get to that. We'll get.
You're
to
taking holy cow, Aiden. All right, let's see. Go through,
run it down the
go through
list.
Your
Let's
picks.
go.
Go through your picks.
it. All right. So we're starting with Kentucky at Mississippi State. Kentucky obviously is not horrible, but I think Mississippi State is kind of due for a signature win this season. And then we're going to get a golden moment out of Mike Leach after the game. That's my bold prediction.
He already had his golden moment last week talking about candy corn and Halloween candy.
So he's on a streak. All right, on to the next. Taking Michigan State. I said it about 6 or 7 weeks ago that Kenneth Walker was my dark horse to win the Heisman, but he wasn't going to win because he plays for Michigan State. But all of a sudden, Michigan State is 7-0 and ranked in the top 10. So, yeah, give me the money line there. And what kind of over-under is 36.5? Last week, I took the highest one I could find. This was the lowest one I could find this week. So
you're going over.
You're taking
Going
the
over.
over. You're taking the
And
over
honestly-
on Iowa, Wisconsin, huh?
Are you gonna bully me into taking the under right now?
Nope. You can take the over all you want.
Life is too short to bet the under.
Okay.
That thing I'm about to die because I'm about
Whatever
to fade
floats
you,
your goat,
dude.
man. All right. Nick, what are you taking?
Who am I picking? Wait,
You're
what am I
picking
picking?
all three. You're picking those three on the left.
Okay, so I'm going. I'm gonna take. Kentucky, and then I'll take. I think Michigan. I think Michigan's playing really good this year. I think they really want to beat OSU, so they're gonna play hard against Michigan State. So I'll pick Michigan on that, and then the over/under. Take the under on that all day long. All day long. It's Iowa versus Wisconsin. I'm taking the under.
I like the picks. Look, I got my Corso pen here.
Hey,
All
get
right?
your pen going, yeah.
Not
right.
so fast.
Let's see here. So I'll take. I will take. It's at Mississippi State. I'll take Mississippi State. I'll take them to cover that one. And I don't really have any opinion on that game. Just I'll take them to cover the one. Just for
Get
fun.
out of here.
I'm going to take Michigan on the money line, though. I think they're pretty good this year. I like where they're at.
Now, don't you have to take the spread though?
He took the money line on Michigan. Michigan. He took
But I
Michigan
thought we said
State on the
last
money
week.
line. We said
thought
250
last
was
week-
our limit on money lines.
Oh, gotcha.
250 was the limit on taking a money line. So yeah, theoretically, Michigan would be minus 170 there. So I'll take Michigan on the money line there. And then I am taking the under on Iowa, Wisconsin,
Let's go, baby.
because I mean both these offenses are remarkably, legendarily incompetent, and the
Yes.
defenses are good, but
Incompetent isn't a good word, I don't
that's
think.
100% what they are.
They
They
are
are
Mitchell
incompetent as
Trubisky
all hell.
incompetent.
They're very bad.
You guys. No.
Not
You
only
watched
are
the
they
Iowa
very bad,
game?
so I saw, put in what you want with this, but I saw Parker Stats of War. He has every week he does a prediction thing for every single game, and like what their predicted score. His score prediction that he pumped out, that his analytical model pumped out, was 13-8. That was the final score that his model projected.
Hey, last week Wisconsin beat Purdue 30-13, so this could be a blowout.
Mega under.
This could be a huge blowout.
Nope. They're going to score.
Wisconsin's going to score 90.
They're going to score 22 points combined. It's going to be it's going to be horrible. 14-8 is like they're going to be the final.
These are
score.
two teams that also need Nick to play quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, under big time under on Wisconsin, Iowa. And then I'm taking Kansas State. They're a 3-point favorite over TCU. TCU is down bad big time. They can't stop the run. The pass defense is suspect. Max Duggan is really struggling. Zach Evans seems to be a decent running back, but they don't really have anything else to help him out. Play calling's all over the place. The defense is terrible. Kansas State. I'm taking them 3-point. Taking them as the 3-point favorite over TCU.
Let's go, Josh.
All right, I'm gonna take Kentucky
Yes.
on whatever -1. They played Georgia. They stuck around with Georgia for a while until Georgia realized they were Georgia and pulled away. But I think Kentucky's the real deal, and so I got Kentucky on that one. I'm gonna take Michigan. I got Michigan. I think both squads are good, but I don't know. Like you said, I think Michigan just has a little bit better squad, and Harbaugh is high on this year, and so I think he's gonna get him across that line, and they're gonna beat Michigan State. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go the over there on the Iowa Wisconsin. Iowa had a bye week here. They had 2 weeks to prepare. They're gonna they're gonna have a game plan in place that they were able to work on for a couple weeks, and I don't know. I think they're gonna hit the over.
Life's too short to
Barely.
bet the over on Iowa, Wisconsin, Josh.
We're gonna do it.
If that
And then
if
Baylor.
that hits the over, if that hits the over, I will do push-ups for every point that it hits the over.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
This is recorded, so we got we're gonna hold you to that.
Oh God, what have I done?
And then I'm taking Baylor -2.5 over Texas. Baylor's, I feel like they still have something to play for. Texas, I think they got 3 losses now. Lost to Oklahoma, and who else did they lose to recently? Oklahoma State. And so I just think that the motivation won't be there for them to get the win, and Baylor's playing for a little bit more. And so I got Baylor -2.5.
Good pick.
And then I'm gonna remain in the lead after this week too.
Damn.
It's because you took the over.
All right. I'm on Operation Fade both you and Aiden here. Let's go.
Nerd.
All right. So, first of all, Mike Leach, national treasure. Everybody loves him. But I still have a burning hole in my heart for him because he ruined my trip to San Antonio, driving 13 hours to get down to the Alamo Bowl, and then they took the Alamo Bowl trophy away from us. That can never be undone.
Respect. That's a good
Go
that's
Kentucky.
A good
Wildcats all the way. Screw your +1. Kentucky wins by 2 touchdowns. Let's roll it. Michigan State, trash. The whole state of Michigan is just awful. Get them out of here. This game should not be televised. Just no more.
Buns,
Anyways,
the whole thing.
Anyways, did you know if you stand in Detroit and walk south, you end up in Canada? That's how bad Michigan is. All right, near Canada. Get them out of here. Michigan wins this game. Boom. Also, that penis-looking logo is going to stay soft this entire game. Nobody's scoring more than 14 points. This game is staying on the under. All right. And I'm rolling here. I'm rolling with Iowa State -7. I've done it the last 3 weeks. Iowa State's 3-0. Make it 4-0 this week. Iowa State wins by 2 touchdowns.
He hit that 35-point spread on Kansas. Now he's just going to take. Now he's just riding the momentum forever and ever and ever,
taking it all the way
forever.
And that's my picks.
All right, that was Cubs Corner. Good stuff. All right, time to move on to.
Hope you got your trivia pants on there, Nick.
Aiden versus the 90s. All righty. This is our trivia game because Aiden is a small child that was born after the year 2000. So we have our 90s. We have our 90s trivia, and we'll see who can get it. So Nick and Aiden, you will have the first guess at it, and then if not, then Matthias and Josh can take a guess at it. So, first question. The Atlanta Braves are in the World Series tonight for the first time since 1999. Also in 1999, Joan Murray survived a 14,500-foot fall when her main parachute failed while skydiving, and she landed. So how did she survive the fall?
Oh, I know this one.
Wait, you got this one, Nick?
She landed on her butt.
Nick.
No, like she landed like she used her butt to cushion the fall.
Sorry, Nick.
Okay, well, I guess not.
Aiden, how did she survive the fall?
She lived? I don't know.
She did live. Yes, you're correct.
What kind
How
of
did
question
she
is
live?
that?
It was a well-known news story from the time.
I got this. I know this. Everybody knows this. Aiden, come on.
Pretty common knowledge.
I've never even heard of this person.
Your problem.
I got nothing.
Okay. Matthias and Josh, you can go.
Josh, do you know this? Otherwise,
No.
I do.
No, I don't.
Well, she landed in fire ant hill, and she took multiple venomous stings to jumpstart her heart rate, basically by what's the word that
Adrenaline.
She got adrenaline,
Yes,
and
that
it
is
fired
correct.
up her heart rate again, and she lived.
That is 100%. Where's my? There it is. Correct. She landed on a fire ant hill, and all.
How did you not know this, Aiden?
And all of the venomous
LAG.
stings,
That was my next guess.
and all of the venomous stings gave her enough of an adrenaline shot to keep her alive until paramedics showed up. So there you go. Good job, Matthias.
I don't know. Whatever. Just do it if you want this. I don't care if you snip that, Aiden.
All right.
Already forgot what I said.
Next up, in 1996, Sparta and Athens officially signed a peace pact ending this war that began over 2,500 years ago.
Shoot. I know this one, and it's the Thracian War?
What was it?
The Thracian War?
Nope. Good guess, but no. Aiden? You should really brush up on your 90s trivia there, bud.
No.
Now you know how it feels to have that old heads, new trends.
You got to guess,
See,
Aiden?
but I have questions about stuff that's going on right now.
Aiden,
And
do
you
have
expect us to know that?
This happened in the 90s. Which war was ended in the 90s?
The Cold War.
Between Sparta and Athens.
That was not the Cold War.
It was not the Cold War. You're correct. It was the Peloponnesian War. Good job, everybody. All right.
Wait, you didn't even let Josh and I guess.
You're right.
I was going to
Yep,
guess the
I know.
Boston team.
I had that.
Fair enough. All right. Next one up. In the year 1993, two Canadian teams won two of the four major sports championships. Who were the two teams?
All right, Aiden, we're back in your realm.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. In 1993, Canadian teams won two of the four major sports titles. Who were the two teams?
Maple Leafs and Blue Jays.
Good guess, but no.
We'll go with the Canadians and the Zips.
Okay, hold on. They both got one of the teams.
They did, but they both got it wrong.
We'll give them each a half
Okay,
a
you
point.
each get a half a point. Congratulations, you get a half
Yeah,
a
I'll
point.
take it.
All right, so Josh and
Nick
Matisse, you
got
did-
the Canadians and Aiden got the Blue Jays.
That is correct. You got it. Yep, Canadians and the Blue Jays. Well done, everybody.
Sorry,
Hockey
Josh, we
doesn't
don't get to
count.
answer shit.
I guess not.
All right, bonus question at the end. This company introduced the first frozen self-rising crust pizza in 1995.
DiGiorno.
Well done. It is DiGiorno. Nice job.
Aiden
Nick.
didn't even step up to the plate that time.
Aiden just got absolutely clowned that whole game.
You're about to see a clowning here, son.
I'm in that sweet spot where I was born in '92, and I know '90s things, but I also know old hat stuff. So
Same here, Nick. I was also born in '92, so I know enough '90s trivia to get through these. Especially, like, who doesn't know that the Peloponnesian War was between Sparta and
Who
Athens?
didn't know that
and
lady
I
fell in
knew
an
that,
anthill?
and I'm a history buff. I knew that. My pain medications kicked in.
Oh, already making excuse.
I'm sitting here high off my rocker, so it's
Hell yeah.
All right.
I love it.
That was Aiden versus the 90s. Congratulations to Aiden for batting below the Mendoza line on that game. Good job. And now we're on to before this whole thing started, I was talking to Matthias like, Aiden's not going to get any of these.
well, hey, man,
Game's rigged.
my dad got it right.
100% it was rigged.
That first
And-
question was rigged. I didn't even know how she lived. He just told me.
Next one we've got
that one didn't even really count because that was going to end up being the bonus one, but we
Right,
threw
yeah.
it in first.
let's see what we got. Old heads, new trends, right? Yep. Old heads, new trends. Yeah. All right.
Matthias, I have to say that your old man Santa Claus thing, you look so much like my dad in that picture. It's not even funny.
Well, your dad's one good looking dude.
All right, Aiden, do your worst.
All right. Can you name two of the four kids that Ye West, not Kanye West, formally changed his name to Ye West,
Oh, okay.
and Kim Kardashian's kids?
North
Northwest.
in Chicago. North in Chicago.
Can
Right.
you name the other two?
Okay, name. Oh, yeah. I thought we only had to name two.
Well, yeah, but you did that too quickly.
Oh,
Sorry, we got these right.
North Chicago.
East and West. Paris.
No.
Just naming cities or directions and just see what
Yes.
happens. North Chicago. I don't know if I know the other. I don't know if I know the other two.
Give me a hint.
Yeah.
No.
New Orleans.
Waxahachie.
I
One
wasn't
starts
worried.
Springs.
I wasn't
One-
worried he had more than 2 kids.
One starts with an S, the other starts with a P.
Palm Springs.
Southwest.
Not Palm Springs.
Potawatomi.
Palms.
It's not a name.
What is the name of a county?
Saint.
One starts with one is Saint.
One of them
yeah.
is Saint, yeah.
One of them is Saint. What's the P? P.
Never
P-
mind. I'm
P-
just
P-
gonna say something I better.
P.
What's the second letter after P?
S.
Psalm.
Yes.
There you
Hey.
go. North Chicago.
Wow.
North Chicago, Psalm, and Saint. Interesting. All right. I believe that's a success right there.
Well, you got the first 2 right, so yeah, right away. So
Yeah, we already got the one.
Dominated.
We each got a half a bonus point. Look at that.
You'll get nothing and like it. This is my game, those are the rules.
Aiden is already a tyrant.
Shut up, bitch.
All right, now we got finished lyric, which I am sure that you guys.
But I wonder when you're drinking if you find yourself thinking about that boy from East
This is the
Tennessee.
racist guy.
And I know we both knew better, but we still said forever, and that was 7 summers ago in Southern Comfort. Were we dumb or just younger? Who knows?
never gonna stop singing.
Back then you used to love the river and sipping on a sixer with me. Does it ever make you sad to know that was
7 summers ago.
Heyo, someone
Oh,
finally got it.
Gosh, look at that. There's Josh.
Is that the name of the song too?
Yes,
It is.
Frick. Is that the racist dude?
Is that Morgan Wallen?
Morgan Whalen. Yeah.
Yep.
Whalen?
Racist.
Wallen? I don't know.
I'm a
Anyways.
big Morgan Wallen fan, so as soon as
There
you
you
pulled
go.
that up, I was like,
Yeah.
yes,
Got it. Nailed it.
done.
It's about time that someone
There you go.
actually guesses the name of the song.
All right.
All right, now for one that I know you're not going to get, the Urban Dictionary word of the day.
Hey,
You said that about the last one,
you did say that about the last one.
Yeah, but
and
let's be
probably the
real,
one
you're-
before that.
We are
so-
absolutely demolishing you tonight, Aiden, in this.
You know,
trivia
I know
stuff.
you're not getting this one, so that's how it's going to be. The act of dancing during a lit event or at any time.
active dancing.
An
during-
act of dancing during a lit event.
active dancing.
The act of dancing.
I didn't know they would call the act. So is it a dance?
No.
But it is the act.
It's more of an
dancing.
adjective.
Oh.
Cut.
No.
What'd you say?
Repeat
Cut.
one more time, Aiden.
The act of dancing.
What's it start with?
Whew,
S.
stayed me. I was about to say something wrong.
It starts with an S.
Yes.
I feel like this will be one I know after you say it.
Salsa dancing.
That's
You're
there's
so
n-
wrong.
there's
that
no
everyone
way
in this
that's right.
room Is now dumber for hearing that answer.
Listen to me, Mister. I didn't know that the lady survived by falling on an anthill.
No one knew that.
I did.
Bullshit.
I got nothing. I don't know. Nick and Josh, you got anything?
Oh,
thinking I can't.
So we've established it's not salsa.
I got nothing.
A strut.
No, but
Well, he said it's not a dance. I think it said it is like
Swerve.
swerve.
Swag.
No.
No, I don't know. We all suck at this. What is it?
Sturdy.
That's dumb.
What?
Oh, okay.
This this microphone is sturdy, Aiden. Okay. The act of dancing during a lit event should not be called sturdy.
You act
What is
like I
wrong
just
with
made this
what
up.
is wrong with these youths? Freaking
Put it in a sentence for us.
Yeah, put it
Shout out
in
my boy Tim. We always say he's looking sturdy.
That's dumb.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
This is
Oh.
rigged.
Oh.
Facts don't care about your feelings, Levi.
All right. That was the game. What was the game? Old heads, new trends. That's
Right.
Listen, when you do as much winning as we did tonight, Aiden, you forget what things are called.
Yeah. It's just there's just too much victory happening on this end of the trivia games. What do we have here? What do we have left here for tonight?
I actually need to head off to bed here, guys. I got an early morning tomorrow.
You
so
got it, Nick.
Go ahead.
I will. I'm again.
See ya, Nick.
Thank you so much for everybody. You guys have blown away my mind and blown my body, and you guys are awesome. I love you guys. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Nick.
Nick.
No problem.
Thanks, Nick.
We'll see you at the Texas game, bud.
See you at Texas game.
You bet.
Take her easy.
All right.
Take her easy. If she's easy, take her twice.
All right. All right. You gonna bite this thing like a psychopath again? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
And it's all over again.
All right.
You're
Let's see what we
spilling
got
half of
going.
it right there.
You used to have one of those fancy dancy shotgunner thingies. I don't know where it went.
Use your teeth. Be a man.
We should make a video of that with Josh. Shotgun a beer, use your teeth, man.
Be a man.
Be a man.
Be a man.
Be a man. All right. We need like an audio cue or like someone to
And
say go
Josh, you ready?
because Josh jumped the gun last time.
No, you
I
guys
watched-
are just slow.
No, there's video evidence.
Video
that
evidence that
jumped
you
the
jumped
gun.
the gun and I
You
still
gonna-
jumped the
won.
gun.
I reviewed it, and the ruling on the field stands is called.
Shut the fuck up, Aiden. All right.
As the Matthias
So
victory.
there was, we like counted it down.
Yeah.
Usually it's like 3, 2, 1, like
Yeah.
go. And somebody was like 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know who was counting it down.
After when
Aiden is gonna count because he's not involved.
okay,
So,
are we shotgunning on go or on one?
go 3,
All right,
2,
let's
1,
hurry-
go?
let's-
3, 2, 1,
Fingers
go
stuck
is
in
what
the
we're
can.
going on.
Why would we
Alright.
go on 1? There's 1 second left. That's insanity. All right.
Fucking
Everyone
Josh,
ready?
like, freaking
You ready to go,
throwing that
Josh?
thing
Oh,
over there.
I got a here.
You what?
There's a
Listen,
hair.
when there's 4 girls in that house, what do you
Yeah.
expect? Give the man a break.
All right, ready?
Right. 3, 2,
Wait, are we going on go?
Christ.
Really? Are we
God
going
damn
on
it,
go?
Matthias.
All right, we're
Hey.
going on go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
I think Matthias got it.
also,
Oh,
I think I need to learn that biting can technique because there's a dribble down on my floor. From the
Disqualified.
Kenny
Josh
Score.
wins.
car keys, babe.
That's what I did, but it still went. Psst.
Did you like tip it down so that you like puncture into the air?
No.
The key is you
little spillage here.
the key is you tip it down so that the air pocket is at the top here, and then you puncture into the air pocket. If you, my dog's trying.
Okay,
to wake
did we determine though, like that squeezing the can is it legal or no?
Legal,
I think you can squeeze it if you want.
You can squeeze it if you want.
All right, good. Technique still lives.
Excuse me. All right. Good stuff. Good shotgun, boys. Good show. You ready to wrap her up, Aiden?
Yep.
Thank
All
you
right,
to
we'll
our
see you tomorrow.
stars.
Or see you next
To our
week.
sponsor, Stars.
All
They
right,
have
we're done,
tacos.
I guess. Why don't you sign us off, Aiden? You're the
Four.
toddler in control, by the way.
Yeah. Loving it.
Ba-da-ba.
For Levi Stevenson, Josh Lenz, and Matthias Fartskoff, I am child producer Aiden Wyatt. See you later, Cyclone
You're a
Nation.
dick.